Hey, Skol Nation. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? Can you feel that electric buzz in the air? The Minnesota Vikings just clawed their way to a gritty 4-4 record after that heart-stopping battle in Detroit, and now, with the NFL trade deadline staring us down like a blitzing linebacker, our boys in purple might just swing for the fences. I'm talking about GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah dialing up some magic. Maybe a veteran QB to back up J.J. McCarthy? Or a shutdown corner to fortify Brian Flores' defense. But hold up, Vikings fans, because if we land that game-changer, this season could explode into playoff glory. Stick with me as we break it all down in this edition of Vikings News, your go-to spot for all the purple pulse-pounding updates. Who's ready to dream big? Let's dive in. That win over the Lions? Oh man, it wasn't pretty, but it was ours. The first time we've toppled those roaring cats in 3 long years, and it lit a fire under this team's soul. Picture this. J.J. McCarthy slinging it with that rookie fire, the defense stuffing runs like they owned Ford Field, and the crowd chanting Skol as the clock ticked down. At 4-4, we're right in the NFC North mix, staring at a tough slate but with momentum that screams contender. Kwesi's been wheeling and dealing mid-season since day 1 in 2022, and sources are whispering he's got his phone glued to his ear for Monday or Tuesday moves. This isn't just talk. It's the spark that could turn our doubts into dynasty dreams. What do you think, fam? Time to go all in. But let's pump the brakes for a sec and build that suspense. If Kwesi shoots for the stars, who are the unicorn targets that could redefine our roster? We're talking explosive RBs, lockdown WRs, beastly DTs, guys who'd make our offense unstoppable and our D a nightmare. I've got the inside scoop on the dream list, straight from the rumor mill, and it's got me hyped like it's week 1 all over again. Hang tight, because in the next beat, we'll unpack those bold swings that could have us hoisting the Lombardi in February. You feeling the rush yet? Drop a Skol in the comments if you're as pumped as I am. Devon Achane from Miami. Man, just saying his name gets my heart racing. This guy's a lightning bolt at running back, averaging over 6 yards a pop last season, and imagine him exploding behind our O-line in 2025 and beyond. The Dolphins might not want to let him go, but with our 4-4 surge, why not dream? He'd pair perfectly with Aaron Jones, turning every handoff into a highlight reel that buries defenses. Kwesi's got that analytical edge. He knows one splashy addition like Achane could ignite 3 to 5 years of purple dominance. It's the kind of move that screams Super Bowl hunger, and honestly, after beating Detroit, I'm all in on the fantasy. But here's the real juice. Achane's not just speed. He's vision and burst in one package, with 800-plus rushing yards already in his young career despite Miami's crowded backfield. Tying it to our Vikings news beat, this would be the offensive jolt we've craved since Kirk left town. Pair him with McCarthy's arm and watch the NFC North tremble. Fans, picture those jukes in US Bank Stadium. It'd be electric. Would you mortgage a pick for this guy? Hit me with your takes below. I'm dying to hear if you're Team Achane or nah. And don't sleep on the ripple effect. Adding Achane wouldn't just boost yards. It'd open up play action for Jefferson and Addison, stretching fields like never before. In this trade deadline frenzy, it's moves like this that separate good teams from legends, and with our defense clicking post-Detroit, the stars are aligning. Skol Nation, if Kwesi pulls this trigger, we're talking dynasty starter, pure fire. But what if we aim even higher? Next up, another RB who's got that Hall of Fame vibe brewing early. Stay locked in. The suspense is killing me. Breece Hall out of New York. Jets fans, sorry not sorry. But this dude could be our secret weapon. At 23, he's already eclipsed 1,500 scrimmage yards in a season, blending power and elusiveness like a young Adrian Peterson reborn. After our Lions win, Kwesi's eyeing that backfield depth to keep McCarthy protected and the chains moving, and Hall's the perfect fit, versatile, durable, and ready to feast in Kevin O'Connell's scheme. It's a bold ask, but at 4-4, why play small when the deadline's begging for drama? Dig into the stats. Hall's caught 76 balls last year alone, turning checkdowns into chunk plays that'd make our passing game sing. From Vikings News Central, this aligns with our post-Detroit glow-up. We've got the cap space whispers say, and trading for Hall could flip our run game from solid to spectacular overnight. Imagine him gashing lions twice a year. Pure revenge poetry. What say you, Purple Faithful, worth the draft haul or too pricey? Comment your hot takes. Let's debate. The beauty here is longevity. Hall's locked in for years, syncing with McCarthy's timeline like gears in a Viking longship. No more injury worries eating our depth. This is contending chess. As we roll through these dream trades, feel that build-up? It's got me grinning ear to ear. But hold on, because next we're flipping to the whiteout world with a name that's pure grit. Who's with me on this wild ride? Jawan Jennings from the Niners. Talk about a possession monster who'd lock down third downs for us. This guy's snagged 50-plus catches 2 years running, with hands like glue and that San Francisco toughness we'd love in purple. Post-Detroit, our WR room's elite with JJ and Jordy, but Jennings adds that red zone snarl, think 10 TDs in limited snaps. Kwesi's shoot for the stars vibe? This embodies it, turning good drives into touchdowns that bury rivals. Stats don't lie. Jennings' 15.2 yards per catch average screams big play threat, and in Vikings news updates, he's the vet infusion to ease McCarthy's growing pains. After 3 years without a Lions W, we deserve that edge. Jennings blocking like a sixth lineman? Chef's kiss. Fans, would you raid the 49ers cupboard for him? Spill in the comments. Your voice fuels this fire. It's more than yards. It's mentality. Jennings brings that Super Bowl pedigree, rubbing off on our young guns. As deadline bells toll, this could be the quiet killer move. Skol building higher now, but brace yourselves. Next, a defensive beast who could clog lines like cement. You hyped? Tvondra Sweat, the Texas DT phenom now with Tennessee holy run. Stuffer. Batman. This rookie's already logging 40-plus tackles, with a 6 feet 4 inches, 366-pound frame that devours guards for breakfast. Our D held Detroit to under 100 rush yards. Add Sweat, and Flores' scheme becomes a graveyard for ball carriers. At 4-4, Kwesi's sensible side might balk, but dreaming big means eyeing anchors like this to fortify our front. Break it down. Sweat's PFF grade tops 80 in run defense, per latest Vikings news digs, perfect for rotating with our interior crew and keeping Murphy fresh. Post-Lions triumph, this shores up playoff vulnerabilities. No more gashing runs in January. Purple people, trade for the big man or pass. Your opinions light up my feed. Let's hear 'em. Impact. Immediate, fewer points allowed, more turnovers forced, and that Skol chant roaring louder. These star shots have me buzzing. But what if we dial back to reality? Coming up, the smart play at cornerback that could save our season. Don't blink. Alright, Skol squad, let's get real for a minute. After that Detroit dogfight, our secondary's thin as a practice squad roster with just Byron Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rodgers, and Fabian Moreau holding the fort. Flores schemed wonders, but one tweak to Murphy, and we're toast against playoff beasts. Vikings news is buzzing. Cornerbacks the no-brainer need. A measured grab to extend this 4-4 surge into something special. Kwesi's not sleeping. He's scouting shutdown artists to pair with our pass rush. Who's your pick for that CB glow-up? Tell me below. Deonte Banks from the Giants. Young, speedy, and primed for a fresh start. This second-year stud's got 4 INTs already, with 40-inch verticals that erase deep balls. New York's mess means he's available, and for us, he'd slide in as CB2, letting Murphy feast inside. Post-Lions, where we bent but didn't break, Banks adds that length to swat away fades. Pure purple perfection. Numbers back it. Banks' 85.6 coverage grade screams elite, tying into our defensive identity. From the rumor wires, a mid-rounder might snag him, flipping our panic button to powerhouse. Fans, Giants cast-off or Vikings savior? Drop your verdict. I'm all ears. This chess, not checkers. Banks grows with McCarthy, building a backfield that's bendy no more. Deadline drama's heating. Next, another CB who's got that Saints swagger. Stay tuned. Warriors. Alontae Taylor out of New Orleans. Underrated tackler with 3 picks last year and hips like a sports car. The Saints cap crunch makes him gettable, and for our 4-4 crew, he'd thrive in Flores blitz packages, bumping Rodgers to nickel and deepening our rotation. That Lions when exposed depth issues. Taylor plugs them, turning good coverage into great. Stat Spotlight. 60-plus solo stops annually, per Vikings news metrics. He'd feast on slants that killed us early. Imagine him blanketing Debo types. Skol dreams. Would you splash for Taylor? Comments section. Assemble. Versatility's key, slot or outside, he's money, extending our playoff window. Building suspense here, but next up, a Brown star who could headline our room. You feeling this CB carousel? Denzel Ward from Cleveland, Pro Bowl pedigree, 12 career INTs, and speed that cooks receivers alive. Brown's rebuild whispers mean he's on the block, and for Kwesi, instant CB1 upgrade, headlining with Murphy for a secondary that laughs at passing attacks. At 4-4, post-Detroit grit, Ward's the vet anchor to weather storms. Deep dive. Ward's allowed under 50% completion rate. Vikings news gold for our metrics. He'd erase those one-injury-away nightmares, letting Flores dial up more heat. Purple faithful, Ward in violet? Yeah or nay in the replies. Elite traits, injury history aside, Ward rebounds big, syncing with our youth movement. Deadlines ticking. Hold for the next CB who's all about that Seattle swag. Who's your fave so far? Tarek Woolen from Seattle, long and rangy, with 6 INTs as a rookie that's still echoing. Seahawks depth means he's expendable, and sliding him into our CB3 slot? Genius, depth like Jeff Okudah 2.0, but with returner wheels. Lions game showed we need bodies. Woolen's youth fits our timeline perfectly. Crunch the tape. 4.3 speed, 70-yard pick-six vibes. Ties right into Vikings news hype. Post-win, he'd ensure against tweaks, keeping our D humming. Fans, Woolen worth the wager? Sound off below. He's a ball hawk with upside, rounding out rotations seamlessly. Momentum's mounting, but next, a Chiefs corner who's flying under radar. Skol Nation, keep riding. Joshua Williams from KC, third-year flyer with 2 INTs and elite zone awareness, thanks to Spagnuolo's tutelage. Chiefs' loaded room makes him tradable, and for us, CB3 insurance that steps up big a la our Lions stand. At 4-4, depth's destiny, Williams brings that without breaking bank. By the books, 82 PFF snaps efficiency. Vikings news staple for smart ads. He'd mesh with Flores disguises, turning coverages into chaos. What do you think? Chiefs reject to purple prospect. Hit comments. Proven in playoffs, Williams elevates without ego. Deadline dream. Wrapping CBs now, but shifting gears. What about bolstering the O-line at center? Teaser. A Miami Mauler next. Stay locked. Ryan Kelly's concussions have us rolling dice with Blake Brandel at center. 2 in 3 games, and it feels shaky. Post-Detroit, where protection held firm, we can't risk McCarthy eating hits. A proven pivot's the call. Vikings news echoes it. Trade up front to build that pocket fortress. Who's your center crush? Let's chat. Aaron Brewer from Miami, mobile, tough, with 95% snap retention last year. Dolphins line shuffle opens doors, and for Kwesi, he'd snap stability, pulling guards and sealing edges like clockwork. At 4-4, this sensible snag keeps drives alive. Details matter. Brewer's 75 pass block wins. Pure Vikings news cred. Imagine him anchoring for JJ's routes. No more interior leaks. Fans, Brewer buy-in? Your thoughts fuel the fire. He's ascending, fitting O'Connell's zone schemes seamlessly. Suspense to Saints next. Hold tight for more line love. Eric McCoy in New Orleans, battle-tested vet with 3,000+ snaps, anchoring Drew Brees' cruise. Saints' youth push means he's movable, and for our purple pulse? Rock-solid protection for McCarthy's growth, post-Lions proof we need it. Stat surge. Under 2% pressure rate allowed. Vikings news verified. He'd quiet those roll with Brandel doubts. Extending plays. Skol squad. McCoy magic? Comment away. Durability defines him, minimal misses, maximum impact. Building to. Browns. Next center's got Cleveland grit. You with me? Ethan Posick from the Browns, underrated anchor with 90% grade in run blocking per metrics. Cleveland's cap woes could free him, and sliding into Minnesota? Instant vet presence, meshing with Juergens for depth. 4-4 momentum demands it, no more concussion roulette. PFF loves him. Top 10 center efficiency. Straight Vikings news heat. Post-win, he'd fortify against blitzes, keeping chains moving. Purple Peeps Posick pick. Spill it below. Versatile and vocal. Posick leads lines like a captain. Final center tease. Raider rookie rising. Deadlines near. Feel the pull? Jackson Powers Johnson from Vegas. Rookie beast with all rookie nods brewing. 6 feet 3 inches power that pancakes DTs. Raiders O-line flux makes him gettable, and for us, future-proof snapper behind Brandel. Blending youth with polish. Numbers pop. 80-plus run-block grade Vikings news darling. He'd grow with McCarthy, turning interior into iron. Fans, JPJ Jolt? Your call in comments. Explosive upside. Zero drama. Perfect deadline dart. O-line shored, but QB whispers next. McCarthy's backup's thin after Wentz's shoulder surgery. Tease. Veteran heat incoming. J.J. McCarthy, Max Brosmer, John Wolford. That's our QB trio. But Wentz's season-ender leaves us exposed. ESPN's Schefter nailed it. We crave vet insurance, just like preseason Sam Howell flip for Carson. Post-Detroit, with McCarthy slinging dimes, one ding and we're scrambling. Kevin O'Connell won't risk it. Vikings news alert. Sources say we're hunting experience before Tuesday. Would you chase a gunslinger? Let's hear it. Russell Wilson from the Giants. Veteran wizard with 3 rings. Still threading needles at 36. Jackson Darts Rise benches him. But for us, spot starter who'd steal games, a la Wentz's sparks. At 4-4, he's the safety net McCarthy deserves. Career clip. 65% completion. 40K yards. Vikings news lore. Imagine his mobility extending drives. Lions who? Fans? Russ revival in purple? Drop yes/no below. Poise under fire, mentorship gold, Wilson fits our contender vibe. Suspense to Jameis. Boom or bust next. Jameis Winston, Giants third stringer. Cannon arm. 5K yard season history. Pure upside. Bench warmer now, but trade him our way? Boom plays for spot duty. Bust be damned. O'Connell schemes around it. Deadlines ripe for this gamble. Deep stats. 30 TDs potential per year Vikings news buzz. Post-win glow needs his flair. No more Brosmer roulette. Skol Nation, Jameis juice? Comments ignite. High risk, high reward, Winston's chaos could clutch. But hold, edge rushers never hurt. Chubb's fury looms. Tease that beast. Bradley Chubb from Miami. Edge terror with 11 sacks last healthy year. QB nightmares incarnate. Finn's cap bite might loosen him, and for Flores? Pass rush duo with Van Ginkel that sacks souls. 4-4 surge screams more heat up front. PFF Elite. 92 grade Vikings news verified. Lions O-line wilted. Chubb amplifies that. Fans? Chubb chaos? Your verdict? Relentless motor. Injury rebounding. Deadline disruptor. Next, Juden's veteran snarl. Building to the endgame. Matthew Juden, Pats holdout echo, 9 sacks in 2023. Wisdom plus power. New England's reset opens paths. And for us? Rotational menace deepening our front. Post-Detroit proof we thrive with it. Tackle totals. 50-plus career Vikings news staple. He'd mentor young bucks, forcing fumbles galore. Purple pride. Juden join? Speak up. Proven closer. No frills, edge perfection. Final edge. Wilson's raw potential. Wrapping trades soon. Tyree Wilson from Vegas. Second-year riser with 7 sacks brewing. 6 feet 6 inches length that bends arcs. Raiders flux could cash him out, and in purple, developmental gem for our D-line future. Upside stats. Rising pressures Vikings news watch list. At 4-4, he extends our window wide. Fans? Tyree takeover? Comments call. Athletic freak growing fast. Deadline depth. Now, circling back. Purple PTSD's Eckhart drops QB truth bombs. Tease his wisdom. Janik Eckhart from Purple PTSD nails it. Kirk Cousins? Money and Atlanta stubbornness kill that. Plus they want vet backups too. Giants duo, Russell or Jameis. Feels realer, stealing Wentz-like wins if needed. Boom or bust Winston versus steady Russ. Either patches McCarthy's youth. Vikings news gem. Deadlines are shot. Who's your QB target? Debate below. Flashback to that bleak Thursday in LA 3-4. McCarthy's sour taste. Playoff fumes fading in a brutal division. Nobody pegged us then, but boom. 4-4 road dub over Detroit, deadline flipping scripts. Eckhart says it. Approach shifted from survival to strike. That LA loss? Gut wrench, never competitive, future foggy. But Lions flip? Pure vindication, Skol echoing. From Vikings news desk, it's resurrection vibes. Fans, remember that low? How's 4-4 feel? Share your journey. Eckhart's close. Giants vets align. Tons of starts, clutch genes. No Cousins fairy tale, but realistic raids? Yes. As deadline dawns, we're reborn. Contender cloth cut fresh. Wrapping the saga, Skol Nation. From star shots to smart ads. This 4-4 fire's forging something fierce. Kwesi's history screams action. One trade per year since 22. And post-Detroit, we're primed. Dream big, stay hungry. Playoffs whisper our name. What's your bold prediction? Drop it now. But hey, before we Skol out, if this Vikings news drop got your blood pumping, smash that like button, flood the comments with your trade hot takes, subscribe for daily purple fixes, and share with your fellow warriors. Let's pack US Bank and roar this team to glory. Skol Vikings, until next time, keep the faith.